Should we just search romantic comedies on Netflix and then see what we find?
Hello, and good evening, and welcome back. Time to resume our normal, not quite so regular programming. So we're back to film and TV today. Now, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with what were the top 10 films of 2018. Now, I don't mean out of all of the films that were released in 2018, because for one, I haven't seen them all. These are just the ones that I physically saw at the cinema. And there are films that I have seen not at the cinema that could have made the list, but I'm only counting things that I saw at the cinema. Why? Because I'm weird. So this is my top 10 of 2018. Again, like I say, there are going to be things missing, but you know, that's life. Okay, you guys just give me one I read because my memory is appalling. So, in at number 10, I've actually got two films in at number 10. I know I'm cheating slightly, but I'm allowed. Why? Because it's my video. I've got A Quiet Place, which was really, really good actually. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Very weird. Never been in a cinema so quiet before. Really surreal, but really good film. And Breaking In. Just because I think this was kind of understated, publicity-wise and things like that. It was kind of like a not quite so good Panic Room. But it was a really good film actually, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good film, and I think it deserves an honourable mention. So they are what we have in at number 10. In at number 9 we have Dwayne. You may know him better as The Rock. In Rampage. Now this was good, not just because it was a really, really good action film, but because it was an action film that brought the funny. And let's face it, when those two get together, it's always a party. Who doesn't love action and comedy? And certainly who doesn't love a great big gorilla giving you the finger? I mean, it was just really good. You know, the acting in it was okay, the storyline was okay, but just together with the action and the comedy and everything else, it just made it a really good film. And I saw it at the cinema, and I have the DVD somewhere. Yes, I still buy DVDs! I know I'm so old. Anyway, moving on. In at number 8 is the... No, wouldn't call it that, would you? No. Ignore that bit. But anyway, Ready Player One. One of Spielberg's latest creations. Again, I thought this was really good. I really enjoyed it. I saw it a couple of times at the cinema. You know, I think as we become more reliant on phones and computers and being away from reality as well, it's quite an interesting film. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good storyline, and obviously, you know, who hasn't played a computer game and thought that, you know, I mean, it's just cool. It's just a cool film. To say the opposite of me, basically. You know, I just thought it was great. You know, really, really good. So that's what we had in at number 8. In at number 9. No, I'm going in the wrong direction. In at number 7. Seven. I haven't even been drinking. 7. That's 8. I tried the first time. Alright. Yeah. In at number 7, and this may surprise some people, because I know it did very, very, very well at the cinema, is Black Panther. Now don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I thought it was brilliant. Do I have the DVD? I'm not sure if I've got the DVD or not. If I have it, my sister might have it. I know I've seen it on DVD. But anyway, great film. Certainly an exceptional Marvel film, and probably out of all of them, the best Origins Marvel film for me. So that was good. The acting in it was superb. The storyline was superb. I can hear my phone charging on and off in the background over there. So I'm sorry if you can hear that. I need a new one, but I have no money. So what's the point to do? Moving back to what I was saying. It was a really, really good film. I really enjoyed it. I can't remember if I saw it more than once at the cinema. I honestly can't remember. But in my list, you may have it higher. It only made number 7. In at number 6, Venom. I can't do that voice. Venom. I thoroughly enjoyed this. This was brilliant. It was a great story, great action, and again it brought some funny elements as well. And I just thought it was really good, and Hardy's performance was just great, and it's worth watching. Spoiler alert, just for the bit at the end where he eats that dude. Just for that extra little bit. I mean, it was just really good. And again, I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it more than Black Panther. So there we go. Sue me. No, don't sue me. I have no money, so you can sue me, but you won't get anything. Oh dear. And at number 4. And, now for me, this picture probably should have won the best Oscar, because it won the best Golden Globe. And that's 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. The portrayal, the cast, the acting, just everything about this film was remarkable. It was just fantastic. It was brilliant. If you haven't seen it, really, really see it, because it is phenomenally, phenomenally good. It is brilliant. I mean, it's just, and Francis McDormand. I'm not sure how I think that's right. Was just phenomenal in it. She was just brilliant. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. So, here we are. Top 3. Ooh. In at number 3 is Infinity War. Now, I know there'll be people going, what? 3? Only 3? Oh my god, how can you do that? Just, no. You bad person. But as phenomenal as it was, the brilliance of it, the storyline, the goddamn cliffhanger of what happens next. I hate cliffhangers, because you know there's going to be more. You know that's not the end. There's something. Ooh! But anyway, great film, and I think, if not the best, certainly on par. Because I mean, the thing is, you watch the first one, and the first one is still exceptional, and I think this and the first one for me are on the par of like the 2 best Avengers films, just because obviously the first one's the one that kind of kicks it all off and brings all the bits together, so the Avengers, and then this one is just like, ooh. So, for me, Infinity War is just phenomenal. And if it wasn't for the fact that the 2 films in front of it, one was incredibly important to me personally, and the other one, and I really liked it so much so, it is the most watched film I have ever seen at the cinema. And the second one is the portrayal was just unbelievable. It would be number 1. So that's why it isn't. Otherwise, it would be. So it was just so. It's one of those films where I saw it in the cinema. I came out. Well, even before I came out, I was going, "What the actual?" Let's keep it PG. Anyway, bringing me on to number 2. Now, this will probably play better over here in the good old UK than it will in other parts of the world. But The Darkest Hour. What a film. Just, yes, it did have some, shall we say, factual inaccuracies in it, where sort of bits were filled in where we weren't quite sure what had necessarily happened, and there was, we knew that Churchill had done certain things, and we weren't sure if he'd done them in this time frame. But they are in that time frame. But what an absolute monumental film! I mean, it is just pure brilliance. And as I've often said, watch. Excuse me, I do apologise. Do watch that, and then Dunkirk, because I haven't actually done it myself yet. I don't think, have I? I can't remember if I have or not, but you should do it anyway because it will be fantastic. But anyway, it's just a brilliant, brilliant film, and Gary Oldman's performance in that is one of not just his best performances, but one of the best performances I have ever seen on screen. And you know what? If I could act like that, I would be a happy man. And I would probably actually start auditioning for things if I could act like that. Unfortunately, I can't, although I don't really know because I don't try. But that's a whole different conversation. But anyway, yeah, his portrayal of Churchill was absolutely phenomenal. It was just absolutely brilliant, and it was just brilliant. It was just sheer brilliance. And the only reason that isn't in number one is because at number one, and you may have already guessed. Now, I saw this film 1 or 2 times at the cinema. I have the book, and it is just a fantastic story. And in many respects, yes, it is just your sort of standard high school falling in love sort of film, but it's also so much more than that to quite a few people. And what surprised me most about this film isn't the actual film itself, but it's the amount of people in the LGBT and whatever other letters you want to write under it community that hadn't actually heard of it or have seen it. And I think that's a real shame because it is a really good film. The acting in it is great. The casting in it is great. The way they have put the book into a film is very, very well done for me because it's never going to be as good. It's never going to be what the book is, but it's a very, very good attempt. One of the best sort of adaptations that I have seen. And the storyline and the whole, there are certain things in there that resonate with me, and I'm sure with other people as well if they watch it. So for me, that is my number one film. That, and I saw it, like I said, 1 or 2 times, and almost every time, if not every time, there was somebody crying in the cinema, which I've never really sort of seen before. So that is why that is my, ouch, sorry, I just kicked myself. That is why that is my number 1 film for 2018. They are all really good though, so if you haven't seen anything that is on that list, I urge you to grab a copy. It won't be quite that cinematic experience, but it's definitely worth seeing. And I've just dropped my notepad with all my other notes on for all the other little bits I'm about to talk about. So excuse me 1 moment. I have the notepad. And yes, it is quite possibly I am mentally unbalanced, so don't worry about it, it's fine. So, that is my top films for 2018. So let's talk about what some of my disappointments for 2018 were. There aren't many, to be honest with you. And, oh, look at that. I hate those bits, don't you? Oh, ha. Oh. This is why there's always bits all over my vlog. So, I've kind of made a note that Ghost Stories is on the list. It wasn't a disappointment. It was a good film and I actually enjoyed it. But I expected more from it. I expected it to make me think more than I did. And I certainly expected it to be a bit more scary and a bit more dark than it really was. I sort of sat through it and like I say, I didn't not enjoy it, but I was just sort of like, So it's not a bad film, but just didn't quite manage to tick all of the boxes. So let's move on. So this gives me 3 films that I found just completely, really abysmal. Truth or Dare. The cast was actually good, you know, and that, but I just found the story boring, not scary, and just really lacking, you know. And it's a shame because they had actually a really good cast, and I think had they had a better story, it could have really been a good film. And when I saw the trailers for it, I was actually quite excited, and I'm not normally sort of a horror-ishy type film kind of person. I generally try to stay away from them because I just generally don't enjoy them. But this, I saw the trailer for it, it quite excited me, and I was looking forward to it. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe I was expecting more from it than I should have done, perhaps. I don't know. But for me, it was just a huge disappointment. Next was Blockers, which is the biggest pile of crap I've ever seen. It was supposed to, I believe, be a comedy. I think there may have been one funny moment in it. It was just awful. And it's a shame, because again, actually, the cast were quite good. But the storyline and the delivery of everything was just appalling. You know, so whoever wrote that should just really not be allowed to write anything again, ever. Just give up now. It was just lackluster, I think, is being kind. So, sorry if you did like that one. And this might shock some people, it may not, but my worst film for 2018 was The Shape of Water, which surprisingly won the Best Picture Oscar. And I just found it boring, you know, and, you know, maybe I've spoken about it in the past, maybe I was a little bit unkind to it in what I said, but and again, it's a film that actually had a really good cast, which is, I think, the more frustrating thing, but it just did. I should really learn where the silent button is on my phone. I do know where it is, I just haven't put it on because, well, it's me and I'm mildly crazy. Yeah, it just... It was just a huge, huge disappointment, and how that won the Best Oscar over things like 3 Billboards Out of Ebbing, Missouri, or Epping, or however you want to pronounce it, and The Darkest Hour and things like that, God only knows, because it really shouldn't have done, in my opinion. It just was not that good. I'm sorry, but no, it's a thumbs down from us. And you know, I know a lot of people liked it and raved about it, but no, I just found it poor. Sorry. So, let us move on to TV Land. Although that's a film, but we'll ignore that. So, some honourable mention, some things to watch if you haven't seen them. These are some things that I have watched either the start or the entire series of and have really liked. Some of them are a bit cheesy maybe, but there we go. Sometimes it's good to have a bit of cheese. So, I'm fairly sure this was on Universal. I'm sure it was Universal. Anyway, first TV show to watch if you haven't seen it yet is, and I'm hoping they're going to do a second season, is something called Condor, which is based around, I don't want to give it away, but it's a CIA things going on, and it's really interesting. It's very good, very well cast, very well acted, very well written. So if you haven't seen Condor, it's definitely one to go and have a look at, because I thought it was really, really good. Next one, I'm sorry, there's a really big fly buzzing around in here and it's really annoying me. And because I've got the lights on, it's like keeps flying into them and bouncing off. Crazy fly, stop it. Acceptable Risk, yes, which is another Universal Channel one actually. Again, this was really good. It has been on. I have seen all the episodes. This is based around. Oh, I'm trying to think of how to put it without giving too much away. But it is. There is a deception, and there is a death, and a family, and it's. I'm not really making it sound very good, but it is really, really good. And certainly keeps you guessing as to sort of where it's going as well. So there's like lots of little things, and you know, eventually, you certainly figure out who's done it, but then finding out why they've done it really does take its time to find for you to get that answer. So I think I can't remember what episode I got to who had done it. I can't remember. It was early-ish, but not like early. But like the reason I didn't get till they like pretty much told you. Well, I think I got it towards the second to last episode or the last episode, maybe. I can't remember. But Acceptable Risk, it's very good. It's got, I can't remember her name. The girl, the woman. Oh, she's in that police drama. Oh no, that is gonna bug me. It's in a really good police drama, and I can't remember what it's called, but I will mention it either in the comments or next video or something, because it is good. Oh, what's it? It's gonna bug me. Anyway, Acceptable Risk, Universal Channel. I'm fairly sure you can still get it. It's very, very good. Next quick mention, I have mentioned it many times before, we are in the latest series of Madam Secretary, which is getting very interesting. I'm sure you can guess what is going to be going on, but let's just say she's looking at a promotion. You should get it from that. If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it from the start, because it is really good. There are bits of cheesiness in it at times, but overall it's fairly solid, it's very good. It's got Tia Leone in it, and I love her. I think she's brilliant. So yeah, one to go and watch. Something else that's been out, and the second season is back. Something else. Oh, did I tell you what Madam Secretary is? A Sky Atlantic, I believe it is. Although they keep changing their channel names at the moment, but I'm fairly sure it's still Sky Atlantic. This is also Sky Atlantic. Pretty Little Lies. Season 1 was on quite a while ago now, probably about a year ago, and I'm fairly sure I mentioned it in the past and raved about it. It's oh God, what is wrong with my mouth today? Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, and a whole host of other sort of very well-known actors and actresses. It's brilliantly written, brilliantly acted, and Season 1 is available at the moment, I believe, should be, to watch all the way through, because Season 2 is coming up very shortly on Sky. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to go and watch Season 1 and get ready for Season 2 coming, because it is a brilliant drama. And this is another one of those that certainly kept me guessing for a while about quite what was going on. The reason I say what was going on is because it starts with the ending, but it doesn't. I know that sounds strange and I'm not really making sense, but go and watch it and it will make sense, hopefully. So, something else that has completed its run, that is rumoured to be a potential second season, and this is a BBC show, is The Bodyguard. Now this is the BBC's biggest hit for, certainly last year, but well, it was a big hit anyway. So you've probably already seen it. If you haven't seen it, you've probably heard of it. If you have heard of it and you haven't seen it, what are you doing? go and see it. It's very, very good. Very well written, very well cast, very well acted. Great storyline. Really good storyline, which again keeps you guessing, really guessing on stuff. I didn't get it right up until the sort of very last episode, I don't think, actually, which is very rare. So that was really, really good. And the lead character, what's his name? Is it Richard Madden? I think it's Richard Madden. That's not his name in the show. I'm sure it's Richard Madden is the actor's name who is playing the bodyguard. It's a really good show. Has some what's the word? Things you don't expect to happen in it. That's for sure. It's very, very good, and he was actually linked to potentially playing James Bond, and I know a lot of people say, oh no, but actually I think he could do a really good job of that, so hopefully his name is still on the shortlist, but we shall see. I don't know, but I could see him as Bond. I like him, he's a great actor and he's really good, really, really good. I've been talking for a very long time and my mouth is so dry. Right, yes, just 2 more TV shows to mention. One and both on Netflix. Woo, Netflix! Wow, where did that come from? I have no idea. I'm talking very fast. It's because I'm excited. If you don't understand what I am saying, I apologise. Which one to go for? Ooh, Titans. We'll go for Titans first. Titans on Netflix. DC, from DC Comics. Oh, what can I say? Brilliant! And an incredibly hot cast as well. Not that, of course, that is relevant, but no, the storyline is really good and really interesting. I've watched the entire series. Of course, being a series, it ends on a cliffhanger. Ooh, damn you. But, very good. I'm waiting for I presume it's the second season, because if you look on IMDb, it has, I think, 21 or 22 episodes listed, and we've only had 8 here in the UK. So, I know there are more episodes. I don't know if they're part of season 1 or season 1, season 2. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they've worked it. I'm presuming it's season 1, season 2. But either way, if you haven't seen Titans on Netflix, even if you've not got Netflix, trust me, get Netflix to watch this, because it is brilliant. Fantastic. Oh, it's so good. So good. The actors, the acting is all brilliant. The storyline is is very good, and it's certainly a favourite of mine. Now the next one, I haven't seen the whole series yet. It's Netflix, as I said, and that's Sex Education with Asa Butterfield and Gillian Anderson. And I'm not a huge Gillian Anderson fan, but in this she is brilliant. I am a huge Asa Butterfield fan. Or Asa, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm terrible with names. I am a huge fan of his, and he's such a good actor. I'm jealous of your acting skill. Oh my god, I act better. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, it's funny. Excuse me, sorry, need a drink. Will you be quiet? It is just, it's funny, it's great, I can't think how to describe it, but it is really, really good. So you should definitely watch that on Netflix. So that is Sex Education on, I don't know what's with the voice, Netflix. So, definitely, so they are the ones to watch. So I'll just go quickly run through them again. So you've got Condor on Universal. I'll try and do it a little bit slower. So you have Condor on Universal, Acceptable Risk on Universal, Madam Secretary on Sky, Titans on Netflix, Pretty Little Lies on Sky, Sex Education on Netflix, and The Bodyguard on the BBC. Excuse me, I do apologise. I really do need a drink, but I'm going to try and finish because my camera's very good and it eats batteries like there's no tomorrow, because I don't have one with a rechargeable battery. Because well, yeah, I need to get a new job. Well, I need to get a job actually. Anyway, sorry. I'm waffling. You see, this is what takes up time. Stop distracting me, and you're not even in the room. So, films that I've seen this year. Oh, this is the other thing that I was going to say when I was talking about my top 10 list. There are films that were out or released in 2018, but I haven't seen them until 2019. So therefore, they will make up my 2019 list at the end of the year. So, what have you seen this year? So, we have seen Aquaman. Epically good! I think is pretty much a way to sum that up. No, it is really good. The storyline is very good. The acting is very good. Just everything about it. I mean, the effects are great. Because when you think about it, half of it, and more than one, nearly all of it is shot underwater. Or well, it's not, but you know, you're supposed to be underwater. So it is really, really good. Definitely worth a watch if you can still find it out. I'm not sure if it is still out now. Actually, we could be just getting to the edge of that. But really good, really good. Some great bits in it, some great action, and some funnies actually as well. I always like a film with funnies, especially action and funnies. Action and funnies. It's great. Who doesn't love it? Anyway, moving on. Aquaman. Definitely go and see it if you can. It's good. So, what else have we seen? I'll come to that last actually. Bumblebee, the latest Transformers movie, which is a prequel. Yeah. Bumblebee is what all the other Transformer films should have been like. It is brilliant. The storyline is much better. The acting is very good. I mean, some people have said to me, "Oh, it could be a reboot," but it kind of isn't, because it definitely leads on from where the first Transformers film sort of picked up. It would be nice if they did reboot it using this, because it was really good. But I don't really think that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. I think in recent years, and I haven't actually seen the last... Was it the last one or two? Well, I haven't seen any of the ones with Mark Wahlberg in, which I'm told are better than the sort of... excuse me. Some of the ones prior to that. I mean, the first one was okay. The first one wasn't bad. And then it sort of kind of lost its way in the second one. The third one was okay. I think it's the third one or fourth one. I can't remember the timeline for them now. But they certainly kind of started to fall off a cliff a bit. And I know they want Mark Wahlberg in to try and, change it up a bit. And I like I say, I can't really comment on this because I've not watched them. I will do at some point. I just haven't got round to it. But yeah, the new Bumblebee film is really good. And again, you should see it. And again, it's got the funnies. It's got the funnies in it, and that can make all the... I mean, not that some of the other ones didn't, but it's got some nice funny moments in it. And it's got some really good acting in it. And it's, it's a good story. So yeah, it's one to definitely go and see. So, excuse me. That's better, I think. So, there's only 3 left. Aha. So, Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, I've heard lots of people say good things about it. I've heard lots of people say bad things about it, saying how, it doesn't cover this in Freddie Mercury's life, and it doesn't cover this in Freddie Mercury's life, and blah. At the end of the day, it was never supposed to be a story just about Freddie Mercury. Although, when people think of Queen, they automatically kind of go to Freddie Mercury, who is, let's face it, one of the greatest artists of all time. And the band's had a large input into this, and let's face it, Freddie's past has been more documented. Do we really need it doing again? This film, for me, I really enjoyed it. It had the music in it. It had, some bits of the timeline weren't quite in order. But I feel you can forgive it for that, because it's just a case of we want to get these bits in to the film. to kind of make you think about how it could have been at that sort of time. I overall really enjoyed it. I thought the portrayal of Mercury was brilliant by that's another one name. Excuse me, Rami Malik. I can't do it. I give it. Oh dear, I really do need to get a drink in a sec. Sorry. But no, I thought overall it was a really good film. Great portrayal, great music. Tells you the story of Queen as a group, as a band. So yeah, I think worth watching, especially if you're a Queen fan. Go and see it. It is good. It is good. Don't ignore the haters. Go and see it. It's a good film. So, second to last. Oh dear me. Sorry. This is just video just gonna be full of me coughing. Spider-Man into Spider-Verse. I know what you're thinking. Well, man, that's a cartoon. It's animated. It's not even real, man. Come on. It's brilliant. That's all there is to say. It's brilliant. It is just brilliant. The story is fantastic. The voices are fantastic. The animation is. It's just the whole thing is just brilliant. And again, it's got some funny stuff in there. And it's got a spider pig in it. How could you not like that? It's just. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Not just for children, for adults as well. It's fantastic. Go and see it. Honestly, it will make you smile. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you come out feeling great. It's just great. It's just a lovely little film. So I'm gonna go into that now. That brings me to my final film that I've seen this year so far, and that is A Star Is Born. Now you will be lucky if you can catch this now, because it is pretty much on its at the end of its run. The story is brilliant. The filming of it and everything else is fantastic, and it's, if you're an emotional person, take some tissues with you because you might cry at the end. I'm not going to give anything away, but it's a very, very good film. But what I'm going to say about this is the performances in it by Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga are out of this world phenomenal. They are sheer brilliance. They really are. They are absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe how good the acting and the focus in this film was. It is phenomenal, and if you can find it anywhere, if you haven't seen it, definitely go and see it. Make this the one film, certainly for them now anyway, that you have to see this year, because it's that good. It really is that good. It is absolutely phenomenal, and like I say, the acting is just blow your mind away brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. I was watching it and I was just like, well, not like that, because one, we have reclining seats in the cinema now, and two, I'd get kicked out for making too much noise. But it was brilliant. It really was. It was just so good. So yeah, if you can find it at a cinema somewhere still, and if you can actually get a ticket, because when I found my local cinema, tickets are going really quickly, go and see it, because it is mind-blowingly good. Anyway, I will be back soon, either to talk about more of this, or, depending on what happens with our political landscape, I may even be voicing my opinion on that yet again. Perhaps not looking like quite such a nutter. Two sides to my personality, I guess. Super serious and super woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Hello, crazy! But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in and watching, and well, not that you tuned in, of course. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, yeah. Have a look at those films, have a look at those TV series, and I will see you very soon, no doubtedly. Hopefully, maybe with a drink. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.